So my neighbor just decided to start doing that right now, but I can't wait on my project, so hopefully that won't be too annoying. Okay, so let me scoot the camera over some. So the state of things as it is, if you ever have one of these and this happens, do emergency service on it like I'm doing right now. This will die if I leave it. It will not fix itself. It's actually at a state of just like falling apart. So the bottom of this, there we go. The bottom of this is a tuber. It's like a gourd type of thing. It's really, really big. This one is, see that? It's like feet long. This is many years old. The entire base of this is smushy. All the way down. All of this, like, see that? That's hollow. These are hollow. There's nothing in them. Can you see that? There you go. These are all hollow. This is all dying, which is the entire root system for this. This actually started at the top. So if your desert rose does this, where these start to get real wrinkly, it's supposed to be smooth like this. But if it starts to do this wrinkly thing right here, like you see, means it's not growing properly. It can mean a multitude of things I've now realized. I thought it was water, and it was initially, but then it eventually migrated to it's just not a good growing place for this plant. So I'm squeezing everywhere. I'm thinking I have to cut. Now the problem is that like this right here isn't super soft, but it's surrounded by wrinkly. This is also supposed to be very firm, just to give you a comparison. When I push on the top, it doesn't move. When I push here, see that? It's not supposed to move. That's like the skin. So what I'm going to do is cut off. I'm gonna have to just kill it. Cut off everything that is up here because this is the only place it's not soft and I can still probably recover plants from. This was an expensive plant. I will provide that information. It was costly, but I've had it for 2 years now. And so at least I got 2 years of it being beautiful before this unfortunate experiment gets to happen. I hate this. I'm doing this on video because part of this gives me guts to do it because I just don't really want to do this right now. So I sterilized a blade, a fresh blade, absolutely fresh, making sure I can get clean cuts, one thing. I have just old rooting hormone, which works very, very well. I have not had a lot of luck with these types of plants growing well from a cutting, so and they do, but I just haven't had luck. So I'm gonna cut off each arm individually, and then I'm gonna have 4 plants. I already have 2, and thank goodness I have another one that's smaller that I've had outside that's doing very well, and it looks just like this, literally, except it's much smaller, and I'll show you a picture of that at the end of this. I'm gonna be swatting at mosquitoes while I do this. I don't wanna put oil on my hands, my mosquito oil, so I can do this. Okay, oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, I'm just gonna have to cut. So it's a fairly soft tissue, which is why it can regrow so easily from cuttings. Where is it? Okay, and if you wanna see the inside, that's the inside. I can't tell if that's focusing. Maybe that. I don't know. There you go. So that's what the inside looks like. I'm going to dip this in rooting hormone right now and go put it in the soil. So dip it in there. And now for soil. Okay, so I remixed this soil. This is mostly sand. There is some dirt to help hold moisture, humus quality, and lots of rock. So I've got that mixed up. I've got the rooting hormone on the base of my piece, and then I guess I'll just kind of stick them in. Let's see, not so deep. I'm gonna go in probably like, I've got a dibber here. That's probably a good 4 inches up to the 3rd notch. If you hear a bunch of crazy noise behind me, it's my cat playing hunt the mouse with lizards. Okay, so let's do one more time. I'm gonna keep rotating this around to find the best angle. So all of this is probably gonna have to go on this one piece. This plant needs as much ability to recoup. The little pieces that I'm gonna be cutting off, they need as much time to recoup as they can. This is a harder angle to get at for sure. I don't want to just rip it off. Although I'm sure if there is a version of this in the wild, that's probably how it propagates. It's getting ripped off. Because since these do regrow, oh man, this is hard. I almost did this with just a blade, so I don't recommend just a blade. Have some sort of handle you can hold because this takes a bit of effort. There we go. Okay. So I've got that. That's my end. Dip it in my thing, and then I'm gonna go plant them. Okay, so I've got my second piece. I've got 4 pieces. There we go. There we go. Okay, and because I'm using the dibber, I don't have to backfill. I can just push it down and it kind of collapses the tunnel it's in. I absolutely love these things. I use them for all my gardening stuff. I had to get this from the UK though. It's a really long version. It's like over a foot long. I like that because I was using hugelkultur mounds, and those are, you have to penetrate through a lot of mulch, so I really like those. Okay, so I'm to one of those pieces now. I already cut it off, but it's got this long leggy piece. These almost will never grow into a proper plant. Like, these will never be okay. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that off like that. Regrowing this, I guess I could. I guess it couldn't hurt at this point because I really do have like 5 or 6 plants now. I'm gonna cut all of these little guys off. And if you look, the end of this one, I had already started to recover from some damage. Plants sometimes take a really long time to show that they're dying, and they go in stages, and unless you're really experienced with that plant or that species of plant, you might miss the signals. I've heard that plants can die for a year. Like, you don't notice until the plant starts to die, but actually it's been dying for a year. And if you knew any better, you would have known that. But that's okay, that's why we have to learn, live and let learn kind of a thing, you know? So that's what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna dust this and plant this along with this. These cut-ins don't matter. This plant does fine with these cuts. It's a matter of this end being soggy though. I might be able to bring it back, but it looks like it's already at the stage of it's not going to recover when it gets too wrinkly. And then it gets hard again. On these, they get soft and then hard again, but that doesn't mean it's okay. Okay, so I'm on the last piece now. For these bigger slices, it's be careful so you don't slip and re-stab yourself. But it's like a rocking thing, and as I can get further in one side, then I have to like switch and do the other side and then rotate around. If you have a longer bladed knife, that might be helpful. Actually, I'm gonna start this cut higher up because I realize I've got this node right here and I'm not gonna be able to get past that. Okay, so start back up here. The point seems to make the most impact because it can cut into the center, which seems to be where the biggest fibers are. So this is like a cactus, a succulent. It is, it's annoying when you can see the shadows of mosquitoes, but you don't know where the mosquito itself is. But it is a cactus, so if you've ever had a chance to cut open a cactus, this is the same in the sense of really fibrous cactuses look like this. If you cut open aloe, it looks jelly, you know, every species has its characteristics. And a lot of cactuses are actually really fibrous. That's the crazy thing about them. Like, for some reason to me, I feel like they should all be squishy jelly, like lumpy space princess things or something. So you don't want to get this sap that's coming off of it on your skin. Just be safe. There's a species of succulent that when its sap gets on your hands, or on your skin, it can actually send you to the hospital. So you have to be really careful. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off all these leggy plants so that I can give the base of this a better shot. Ugh. Leaves are falling down my shirt. So that'll be one, and then one here. Now, oops, careful doing that, and then I just peeled that. So be careful, please. Don't do as I do, do as I say. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have like 5 more here. These are gonna be 2. But there is a species, this is more like an aloe, like this liquid of it, it's very aloe-y. This plant does not need the leaves in order to continue growing. It'll be fine. These are like plumeria. They go from sticks back to these beautiful flourishing plants very easily. I'm gonna tear off the dying ones. Oh yeah, that's very dead. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off. Little ones are really easy to get off. It's these bigger ones that are really hard. Now this is a return to wood, which is actually, this is like dead. Yeah. When I cut that open, it's just like dry tissue inside. Yeah. That's super unfortunate. Pull off dead leaves. Always pull off dead leaves so you can see if your plant's making any progress. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one little guy. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. Just one little, really long stick with some cuts on it. So the base of this plant and these, hopefully, I've never grown one of these for very long, but you can see the difference in that. You know, that's a lot. That's a big difference. So just took a screenshot of that because that was like, that's a long ways to go. This, like, look at that. It's like the heart of a, it's like a heart of an elephant or something next to like a stick, you know? And then these are even further away from that. Like, this is like the life cycle of one of these plants. It's right there. So I'm gonna plant this last one and give me little plant prayers and cross your fingers that my little plants survive this and that I get something out of it, because this is such a heartbreaking experience for me to have to do this. So yeah, thanks for hanging out and coming by and checking this out. And if you have one of these and you've had problems with it, what have you had issues and how did you fix it? Because I kill every single tree like this. I've killed many trees. These, you know, I've left them outside and they're fine, but if I have to pull them inside, I guess they're just not indoor plants. So I've learned. This is like my 3rd time to learn this lesson, so I think that's where I'm going to be with it. I will say I've learned this lesson. So thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. You're a beautiful, bright, shining star. Thank you for being. Bye-bye. Mwah.